Hello everybody. Let's get into this next module here, which is search engine optimization and the content provider. So as I always say, unless I make an egregious mistake here, I'm just going to keep plowing through. So search engine optimization and the content provider really consists of three major things that we will go over in this class. SEO, search engine optimization defined. We'll talk about the kinds of traffic, and then we'll talk about SEO strategy. That includes content strategy, technical strategy, and backlink strategy. So SEO, search engine optimization, is a discipline that increases visits to a website by making the website attractive to search engines, resulting in the website placing high in the search results. So we talk about this digital marketing life cycle from time to time. SEO is involved in the attract cycle. The elements in SEO include content link building, traffic, web design, feedback, ranking, strategy, and even some that are not upside down, keyword research, social, website optimization, sitemap optimization, and software development. All of that really falls into the SEO set of elements. So if we were to think about search engine optimization step by step, how do we optimize in such a way that we talked about earlier, where search engines will find our sites attractive and crawl our sites and then make it so that people who search for keywords that we've chosen will see our website high in the search results. So we'll talk about understanding just how search engines work, what their fundamentals are. Then we'll talk about building sites that search engines like. We'll talk about content SEO, technical SEO, and backlinks. We'll talk about avoiding tactics that search engines dislike. That'll come into the category of black hat versus white hat. We'll talk about adding sites to indexes and directories, and maintaining, measuring, and iterating. So starting off with how site engines work, how search engines work. There are basically three dimensions search engines operate within. They do crawling, they do indexing, and they do ranking. Crawling is an automated process used by search engines to gather information about websites. Search engines crawl new sites or updated sites or pages and make updates to existing sites and broken links. So those are the things that they notice when they're crawling. Search engines engage in programmatic crawling, sometimes referred to as a bot or a spider. This crawler then follows an algorithm to determine the sites and to determine specific sites and crawl intervals. The next thing we talk about, the next element in search engine, the way they work is they then do indexing. At the conclusion of each crawl, a search engine compiles a record of the site, including words used on each page, page layout, and mobile page responsiveness. The records are analyzed in the search engine's database, and the website is compared to similar websites in terms of importance. The typo there I'll need to fix. And then we have ranking. When a visitor enters a keyword or a phrase in the search engine refers to its index and compiles a list of all pages that are the closest match. The search engine assigns a score to each of these pages based on the scoring algorithm, and then the search engine displays each website meeting that criteria in order of its score. So that's how search engines work. Let's talk a little bit about traffic. So in order to understand search engine optimization, we need to understand the different kinds of traffic. So there is organic traffic, direct traffic, PPC, pay-per-click, email marketing, social media, and referral traffic. Organic traffic is any traffic that comes to the website as a result of clicking on a link from a website search page that's not a pay-per-click link. So if we look in this illustration here, the ad here, this is a pay-per-click page, so that is not considered to be organic traffic. But this is organic traffic here. This is not an ad. This is the result of somebody entering in the term Keithley, and then the highest ranking website that was chosen by this particular search engine was this particular website here. Direct traffic is any traffic that comes to the website as a result of a URL being typed directly into the browser. So for example, if I were to type www.guitarcenter.com, it would be considered direct traffic for Guitar Center's website. The way you encourage this is through brand awareness. And then another kind of traffic is paid traffic, PPC, pay-per-click. Any traffic that comes to your website as a result of clicking an ad in the search engine's search results is paid traffic. So in this case, this was a PPC, pay-per-click, because we see this little ad icon. So that would come across as paid traffic. Whereas, again, we talked about this before, this is organic traffic because it's not part of a paid campaign. And then we have referral traffic. Referral traffic is any traffic that comes to the website as a result of a link from another website. Referral traffic comes as a result of backlink building. That's one of the things that we'll talk about as one of the key dimensions of search engine optimization. So let's talk about a search engine optimization strategy. There are different ways that you can drive traffic, that you can build organic traffic. There's a distinction made between white hat SEO and black hat SEO. White hat SEO tactics follow search engine rules in the quest for favorable search engine rankings. Black hat SEO tactics break search engine rules with tricks, cheating the system in an effort to obtain a quick turnaround result. Cheaters never prosper. Avoid black hat SEO. And we'll go into some examples of each in a minute here. So black hat SEO tactics are bad. Don't do these. And sometimes people do these without even knowing, without fully knowing that they're breaking the rules. So keyword spamming or stuffing, for example, that would be loading content with repetitive keywords to the point where the content becomes incomprehensible. So just stuffing your content full of keywords to such a degree that it's not even readable anymore. Cloaking, that's displaying different content to a search engine crawler than the human visitor sees via server-side scripting. So on your server, you're able to do scripting that would detect whether the visitor was a crawler or a human visitor, and would then display different content in order to kind of cheat and build organic, what we call SEO juice. Then there are doorway pages. That means making a landing page solely designed to attract a search engine's attention that redirects a visitor then to a different page. And then there's the old invisible text, and that's putting text in where the text and the background are the same color, so humans don't see the content, but the search engine crawlers do. So don't do any of that stuff. Do the white hat content strategy and SEO strategy, and we'll go over the rest of what I'll show you here will be considered to be white hat strategies. So the components of content SEO, remember we said that there was content SEO and technical SEO. We'll start off with content SEO. There are three primary components of content SEO. I see another typo there. Note to myself, I need to do some updates to the slides before I post them to D2L. So the components of content SEO are finding the best keywords, optimizing the content, and then monitoring search engine rankings and iterating. So in order to find the best keywords, we first need to know what keywords are. So the definition of keywords in this context is words and phrases strategically arranged on the website to enable content to be found by visitors through search engines. So we know what keywords are. Then we have to do keyword analysis. So keyword analysis relies on automated tools to help choose the best keywords for the website. Keyword analysis tools help to determine which keywords will be most SEO impactful. So there are some keyword analysis tools, and we'll do a couple of exercises using these tools. So this first one, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, is a free keyword research tool which lists all suggested searches from the major search engines by entering words into the search box. That's how you do it. This product provides results, data directly from the major search engines, ensuring that it always has up-to-date and the results are up-to-date and that it reflects actual end-user search behaviors. So let's give that a try. Let's go to that website and we will give that a try. Actually, let me make this official. There. So we're going to do some keyword analysis. So this is an exercise. So I'll fix that. Okay, so let's go to this web page, and then we're going to enter the phrase Bluetooth car stereo, and we're going to observe the results for each of the search engines. And then I'll encourage you to think about the website that you create in Weebly or whatever as part of the project for this class, and then think about keywords that you think would be impactful for that website. And then observe the top keyword matches that place highly with several search engines. So let's go ahead into our browser here. And let's go to that website. And let's type Bluetooth car stereo. So this is really cool. We see that in Google, these are the most searched terms that are related to Bluetooth car stereo. We see in YouTube that we have some different results, some are the same, some are different. And in Bing we have some that are the same and some are different, Yahoo and Amazon. So this is useful. So if you think about terms that might be useful for you in your you see that there are different keywords that rank very high in the different search engines. So having done that, you will have fulfilled the first exercise here. Let's go back into presentation mode. There's another keyword analysis tool that's good for words that correlate with one another, and this is called Google Correlate. So we can use this tool as well, and I think let's make it official. The exercise, that was interesting. Let's do an exercise in Google Correlate. So we'll go here and we'll type the same term in. This is another tool. And we see that there are some correlations here, car Bluetooth, USB charger, car stereo Bluetooth, Bluetooth audio, card slot. Some of these would be useful probably for the kind of website that we're setting up, and some probably wouldn't. So the idea here is you just note which of these terms or phrases would be the best pick for you, and then those would be the keywords that you would use in this class. Okay, so let's go back. And then again, think about the website that you're going to create for this class. Enter some keywords that you think would be impactful, and then note any good correlations. And then we will use that information as we go further into this class today. We will use those keywords that we've chosen through keyword analysis and correlation as part of the requirement for ensuring that our website is SEO optimized. Okay, so optimized content. So that was finding keywords, but you can actually optimize your content, and we will actually do this as part of our project for this class. So you have content quality. That's the first thing you really need to worry about, or to aim for. You ensure that content provides value add for visitors, that it offers unique, real content of substance not found in other sources. So you're competing with your competition, obviously, and by having good content, the search engines will reward you. Keywords as content. So remember, we just did our keyword analysis, and we came up with some good keywords for our website. We'll want to use the optimal keywords in our H1 tag, keyword in our content, at least 5 times, or as a keyword density of at least 2.45. More than 3% could be considered to be spam or even black hat. Remember, we talked about keyword stuffing is something that the search engines do not like. Ensure that the keywords are entered in the title, ensure that the keywords are entered in meta description, and use keywords in image titles and image alt tags. So at least the first couple of these we're definitely going to want to do in our project, and then keep content keywords fresh. So what about this calculating word density? So here I have, I've actually gone to this website, fender.com, and I've captured the content on that page and pasted it here. So if we were going to say, we want to optimize for the keyword Stratocaster, how would we do that? So the formula, I kind of breezed by it before, is total keywords, counted keywords versus total words times 100 gives you your keyword density. So let's do that as an exercise. Actually, I won't do that, but I'll show you how to do that. So in this, you can just use Microsoft Word. You can copy and paste the content from that website, and it will tell you that you have 210 words in this particular website, and that there were 5 results. So if we were to calculate that, we would say, and I'm just going to calculate this. Let's see here. So let's see here. I said I had 5 keywords out of a total of 210. 210, okay. So we say 5 divided by 210 times 100. Oh, that's not right. Okay, so what did I do wrong here? Remember, unless I make an egregious mistake, I keep going. So it is total keywords divided by total words times 100. So we said that there are 200, so there are 5 keywords divided by 210 times 100, there we go, is 2.38. So this particular web page complies with the keyword density program. So this is optimized from a content perspective. So we'll want to do that. So we will pick some keywords in our project based on our keyword analysis, and then we'll want to make sure that our keyword density falls within the range that's recommended for optimization. Okay. So then the last thing you want to do with Content SEO is to monitor for success. Here are some good key performance indicators for measuring how well SEO is performing from a content perspective. You'd want to measure leads. That could be marketing qualified leads or sales qualified leads. Organic traffic, how much organic traffic are you getting to your website? Keyword rankings, you want to measure your backlinks, your bounce rate, pages per session, average load time, and organic click-through rate. So we'll go over some of those. A good tool for that is Google Console. You see here that we've gone to www.some-samples-website.com, and we've done some analysis on it. And using this Google Search Console, we see that the total clicks we've gotten in this particular period, and this is a 3-month period, we can adjust that. We can measure for just what we really care about. We see total clicks is 521. Total impressions is 8.21 million. The click-through rate is 6.3%, and so forth. So that's one way that you can measure that stuff. When we do our Google Analytics, when we do our Analytics module, which comes in a few weeks, we'll go into more detail about these key performance indicators and how to do the analysis. I just wanted to give you a little sneak preview here. Okay, so now let's pivot. So we've talked about Content SEO, and from a content provider's perspective, that's important stuff to know. Let's talk about Technical SEO and the Technical SEO strategy. So the dimensions of Technical SEO are the sitemap, indexing, your crawl budget, internal links, page speed, and search engines, and getting search engines to recrawl so you can measure and iterate your success. So a sitemap, it's usually called an XML sitemap. An XML sitemap is a file, usually at the root level of your website, that search engine crawlers use to know information about the URLs on the website that are available to be crawled, indexed, and ranked. The XML sitemap conveys information about when the URL was last updated, the importance of the page relative to other pages, and its change frequency. So I'll show you exactly what that means in a second here. And then there are some best practices around sitemaps. Keep the sitemap free of errors, redirects, or blocked URLs. URLs can be blocked most commonly via robots.txt. Keep the sitemap current. Update it every time the website changes. Keep the sitemap concise. Most search engines will not crawl sitemaps with over 50,000 URLs. So even if your website has more URLs than that, make sure that your sitemap has 50,000 or fewer URLs. Ensure the sitemap is registered with all the search engines that the site should be indexed with. So if you're competing, for example, in China, you would want to make sure that you register your search engine with Baidu. If you wanted to compete in Korea, you would want to register your site with Naver. And if you wanted to compete in North America, Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. So now we have another exercise. Let's generate a sitemap. So we'll go to this URL here, which is a free XML sitemap generator. We will enter our Weebly website that we've created, or any website that you own, and we'll put that in the URL field. We'll click on the red Generate Sitemap button. We'll scroll down to the Results field, and then we'll click the red Save as XML file. And then if this doesn't work, we just copy it into a clipboard, paste it into a text editor, and save it as simple sitemap.xml. So let's give that a try. This is the exercise. By the way, these exercises I've shown you, this is the third one, and I should have mentioned at the onset. Take the time to stop this video. In fact, I'm expecting that you wouldn't do it in real time the way I am. So I would say stop the video, experiment with these different exercises, It's all for your benefit, so take as much time as you need. I expect that the time that I'm doing it in this video versus the time that you'll do it in real life, it'll be probably, 4 or 5 times as long, assuming you're getting something out of it. So that said, we're going to go to our sitemap generator, and I'm going to try to remember my Weebly site. I think it was, let's see here. Maybe it's this one. It is. Okay, that was a good guess. So this is the Weebly page that I made. It's got basically it kind of follows the premise about the Sun product that we created, that we talked about in our premise. So it's a very simple website. So let's just grab the root, or excuse me, the home page. We'll copy that, and we will go into our sitemap generator, and we will, we will not get caught by the ads. I'm sorry that this is such a ad-heavy site, but it works pretty well. So I'm just going to put my domain name in there. I'm going to leave the modified date as it is. I'm not going to change any of these, and I'm going to let it just crawl 50 pages. That should be fine. I'm going to scroll down here, careful not to click on any of the ads, and I'm going to click the Generate Sitemap button. And it's going to tell me that it's crawling my website. It found 3 links, and sure enough, it created this sitemap for me. Warning, more advanced sitemaps will take longer to generate. So the instructions say to save it as an XML file, and it did save the sitemap as an XML file. I'm just going to open it. And I'm going to say, let's open it in, let's see how Notepad looks. Not very good. So let's see how, sure, I'll accept your cookie policy. Let's just Control All and copy it. And for lack of a better place, I'm just going to write back into the presentation. The instructions say to save as sitemap.xml, and I'm just going to paste it in here. Actually, I already did. Same exercise. So let's just take a look here. This is a very, very simple sitemap. Obviously, if you have 50,000 URLs, it's going to be far more complex. And we're only using 3 elements here. We're using URL set, start and end tag, and for each URL, it uses a location, and it gives us the location of each of our pages. Again, it's a very simple site. There is more information you can put in an XML sitemap. Oops. Okay, didn't put that in here. So we can also put information about when the URL was last updated, the importance relative to other pages, and change frequency. Those are all things that are available in this XML file. This is a very simple one, but we could use more attributes, or more elements, I should say, that would indicate those things. So, but for now, this gives you the idea. This is how you generate an XML sitemap. So the importance of that is the crawlers then go, you then tell your search engine of choice, whether it's Google or Baidu or Naver or Bing, that you want to include that sitemap, and I'll demonstrate that a little bit later in the presentation here, and then they will crawl your sitemap, and that will enable your search engine to then index and rank your website. All good stuff. Okay, so indexing. So web pages should be indexed equal to the number of web page on the site minus those excluded by robots.txt. So what that means is that in your sitemap, you should have the exact number of URLs here minus the ones that you want to exclude by robots.txt. Excluding means that you might have pages that are useful for your visitors, but you don't want them to be necessarily searched by the search engines. Reasons, they may have repetitive content, or it might be information that you specifically want to give to a particular audience through email campaigns rather than search engine results. So those pages are the ones that you would, in your robots.txt file, say to exclude from crawling, and then the respectful crawlers will respect that and not crawl those pages. So that's what you should have indexed, the number of URLs in your sitemap file, or the number of web pages on the site minus the ones you don't want to have crawled. So let's talk about a crawl budget. So a crawl budget is the number of pages that Google will crawl on a website each day. A crawl budget is calculated from two dimensions, the crawl rate and the crawl demand. The crawl rate refers to kind of a deal that search engines have with you. Search engines will only crawl a site at a rate that will not overburden the web servers. Now you can go into your webmaster tools and tell the search engines the rate at which you want your site to be crawled, or it will just calculate it for you. And then there's the crawl demand. So sites that are popular and have updated content in them have a higher crawl demand. So the calculation, the search engines have an algorithm where they take those two factors in mind, and that is your crawl budget. So there are some best practices to optimize your crawl budget. Identify and normalize pages restricted from indexing. Resolve orphan pages. Remove duplicate content. Fix broken links, and fix your redirect chains. For example, if I have a URL that has, in this case, I have the original URL that my content management system made, maybe is on my website, and it's called Node 1, and then I put a redirect into my content management system that says anytime a user goes to Node 1, we want to redirect them to a nicer URL called Guitar Restorations, and then maybe I've put a further redirect saying that I want it to be fixing guitars, and then another redirect that says guitar-restore. So this is called redirect chain, and if it gets too complicated, that's going to be bad for your crawl budget. And then we're also interested in internal link health. So healthy internal links increase SEO. Putting links in as part of the, you put your links in, internal links we're talking about, you put those into your content as part of Content SEO, but keeping the links healthy is a part of Technical SEO. So we'll want to fix broken internal links and fix link orphan pages. And then the next dimension is page speed. So most search engines expect a page to load in 2 seconds or less. There are the one that most people are interested in is called the Document Object Model Page Load Speed, and we can measure this with Google Analytics or Baidu Analytics or any of the analytics tools that you use. Any URL can be tested using Google PageSpeed Insights. And this is a really good utility here. It's at that URL, and it looks like this. So in this particular case, I entered pdx.edu, and it says that on the mobile, its page speed is considered to be fast, and its optimization is considered to be good. So let's do an exercise. Let's go to Google PageSpeed Insights at this URL, and let's enter our Weebly website or any website that you own, and let's observe the results. So first of all, let's, and then after we do that, let's then enter www.pdx.edu. So this is our exercise. I'm going to copy this URL. We're going to go to our website, our browser, and it tells us to enter a web page URL. So I happen to know that I have this particular website, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to enter that here. It's nice that these tools are all free, and they really do a lot of incredible things. So it's analyzing my page. The web speed is unavailable because not enough people have visited that. But as far as optimizations go, it tells me that it's medium and that there are some opportunities for improvement. So if I want to have good SEO, remember the websites, the search engines are expecting a certain web speed performance, and they will rate those pages that meet those criteria more highly than those that do not. So it gives me these optimization suggestions. So I could learn how to eliminate render blocking JavaScript, and it tells me a lot of the specific scripts that are bad, and the CSS that how to optimize that. As part of this introductory class, I'm not necessarily going to ask you to know how to do that stuff, but rather just to know that these utilities exist. Enable compression shows me how to enable compression on these particular files. Leverage browser caching, minifying the JavaScript, optimizing the images. Sometimes they'll actually give you the opportunity to optimize. So they're saying that this JPEG could be optimized. And then one of the things that's really cool is they give you this option here: download optimized images, JavaScript, and CSS resources for this page. So again, that's a little bit beyond the scope of this class, but just know that there are utilities that actually go as far as to do all of these recommendations here, and they'll actually give it to you in a zip file, and all you have to do is click on this link, and it'll download. You'll be able to download that stuff. So that's pretty cool. So if I were in the advanced version of this class, I would actually grab these optimizations and then deploy them to my website. But for now, I'm just going to, like I said, I just want people to know that they're there. So another one we can do is, let's go to pdx.edu, and we'll see, spoiler alert, I already showed you on the slide that this has had enough traffic that it actually does have a good load time. So the document object complete load time is 1.2 seconds. That's well below what Google expects. So we should be proud of our school's page here. It did really well on mobile and on desktop. It's medium in optimization, but it's still really fast, less than 1 second. So that's very impressive. If I go to other pages that I like, I can analyze virtually any page. So this is all free. We can see what our competition is doing. We can compare ourselves to our competition. We see the Guitar Center is good on the mobile, but the optimization, they have a lot of opportunities for optimization. I'm not going to go into all of them. And on the desktop, they're not quite as good. They're only average in speed, and they have some opportunities for some optimization. So this is kind of a fun tool. It's kind of addictive, so I could get stuck here doing this all day. I'd rather not, and have to drag all of you through the video. Just know that there are some good utilities out there around page speed. And then finally, we want to, as we've made all of these optimizations in both technical SEO and content SEO, we want to observe, measure, optimize, and iterate. Once we've made all of these fixes, we can ask the search engines to do a new crawl. So in Google, you would say there's a utility in Google Search Console called Fetch as Google. In Bing, there's one called Fetch as BingBot. And we have another one for Baidu that I probably can't pronounce. But just know that they're out there. So the idea is that you want to make sure you know the difference between white hat and black hat SEO optimization tactics. You want to focus on white hat SEO tactics, avoid black hat SEO tactics at all costs. You want to use the keyword analysis tools to pick out some good keywords. Then you want to go into your you want your content to be optimized with these keywords in the content and in the metadata. And then you want to perform all of this technical SEO that we just went over to ensure that you're doing as well as you can. You want to continually measure, and then you want to iterate, and then as fixes are made, request new crawls from your search engine. Okay, so that's technical SEO. Now let's talk a little bit about a backlink strategy. So what are backlinks? Backlinks are inbound links to your website from other websites. Pretty simple. Why do we care? Backlinks are important in search engine result rankings because search engines have algorithms that count the number of inbound links to a website and rank the quality of the linking website. In other words, the site that links to us, we rank the quality of that site, and that will help us to get good SEO juice. Websites with the highest number of backlinks from a high-quality website place higher in a higher position in the search engine results. By the way, I've been using that phrase, SEO juice. That's kind of a jargon in the SEO community. It just means that you have optimizations that are attractive to the search engine and will result in favorable search engine results. So there are link building techniques. These are white hat, with the exception of the bottom one that I will go into in a minute here. Sorry about that. These are opportunities for you to build have other websites linked to you and have some good credible backlinks. So you could do that through blog posts, write posts for authoritative resources and include your URL. Same thing with forums, write posts that are useful, not purposely overfilled with links to your site. You can do reviews and include your URL, avoid blatantly promoting your site, write comments on other blog posts, forums, and reviews. Again, avoid blatantly promoting your site. Submit your website to directories, in business association websites, and you can. This is the one that's kind of touchy. If it's a reputable link exchange service, you might want to try that, where reciprocal links exchange, where you have reciprocal link exchanges. The more I think about that, the more I think that this is so borderline black hat that I really actually wouldn't recommend it. But apparently there are legitimate services out there that are not black hat. I don't know enough about them to necessarily endorse them. So that's our backlink strategy. I went through this rather quickly. I expect that you'll spend more time on the exercises than I did. It should be helpful for you. The search engine optimization that we just observed here, think of these as notes that will be useful for you in your project when one of the requirements in the project will be to optimize for SEO. And we'll go over that when we actually review the project requirements. So with that, I thank you, everybody. As always, please feel free to ask me questions or to email me, and we will also go over this in our next in-person class to make sure that I didn't go through it too quickly or not make things as clear as I should have. Thank you, everybody. Good night.